Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Uh, we recently did a trip to Dhanushkodi, and this travelogue or vlog is basically regarding our journey and some highlights about this journey that we experienced so far. It was a 7 days ride, and I'll take you through some major highlights of this ride, being the highways, the cruising, our ride alongside the FatBob on days 1 and 2, and uh, how we are how we reached Dhanushkodi. Then the highlight of the trip would be around the midway mark where we've actually reached Dhanushkodi, and I have had pretty slick recordings from the GoPro there. This vlog is I'm just moving away from our regular vlog where I've just captured the sights on the GoPro, and I was also struggling with the camera angle. But now I think I've pretty much nailed it, and the camera angles are fantastic, and the view and the scenery is amazing as well. So enjoy the vlog, and I will walk you through step by step on where we were and how we actually completed the ride. So hold tight. Day one starts with a kickoff, and as we move ahead, I will walk you through each part of this travelogue, and uh, also the highlights. Greeted by a fantastic sunrise on day one. This was amazing. So we were seven guys on seven different motorcycles, hugely or vastly different, vastly disparate. One Harley Davidson FatBoy, HD FatBob, Interceptor 650, HD Street 750 versus Meteor 350 for that matter, and a Thunderbird, Triumph Thunderbird, which is like a completely, you know, unmatched group or mismatched group to ride with. But we had fun. So this is Khambatki Ghat. This is one of my favorite ghats to climb on the Interceptor. I normally ride the Interceptor, and I love the curves rather than the straight roads. I love off-road trails. I love these curves. I'm pretty good at it. I can lean the bike pretty well. The Interceptor responds pretty well too. Although the suspension is a bit wallowy, but we can take care of that. And I can also come up with all the modifications that I've done on the Interceptor 650 in another video. So you can stay tuned to that as well. As and when I do it, I'll just upload it on the site. Uh, so this is Khambatki Ghat. Please enjoy it. So this group was formed with a lot of people whom we know, and we were able to successfully get into the fold of riding motorcycles. There were a lot of people who usually ask us like, "How do you do it?" and "How does your bum behave after such a long ride?" But I would like to tell those people that it is actually worth it. When you're riding on the motorcycle, you're taking on the elements, and facing all those risks. But at the end of the day, when you achieve your target, when you're at your goal, it is actually worth it. And we were successfully able to get Sheetal Anna. So Sheetal is the new guy on the group riding the Meteor 350 at age 51. It was his first ride, and we were actually able to get him to participate in this ride. And hats off to his perseverance. I don't think a lot of people at age 51 would actually start riding their motorcycles and do these long distance journeys per se. But the Meteor 350 also performed really well under his hands, and we used to cruise at 120. We used to limit ourselves to 120 all the time, and he matched us, and he even bettered us in many cases. where instructions were to be followed. So amazing ride by Sheetal Anna. So his actual name is Arizona Anna, and I'll come to that later if time permits. But that's the name that we've given him on the group, and he's a fantastic fellow. So that was one thing that I wanted to highlight. The Meteor 350, no vibes, nothing, just clean cruising at 120 and just pure enjoyment. Watch on. So on day one we reached Davangere, and day two we left Davangere onwards to Tumkur, and the map showed us that our target was to leave the road, leave the highway and get into internal Karnataka roads. Mind you, the internal Karnataka roads are really beautiful. They are well laid, spick and span, wide roads, and we really enjoyed riding on those roads. Although some of the powerful bikes and their riders used to struggle, but I think everyone really enjoyed doing that, especially the FatBoy, and Ankush on FatBoy has really gotten used to it. He's actually done 35,000 kilometers on the FatBoy in a matter of 3 years, which is fantastic. He has been to all the four corners, not the northeast, but all the four corners of the of India. So this year he did the north in Spiti, and then Dhanushkodi this time. So in 1 year he did the north and the south as well. So just to give you a background, all the internal roads are well laid out in Karnataka, and we took in the sites beautifully. They were really worth it to just view those roads and have those take in those sites and record those. Although I've cut short the video, but you will get a general idea on what we encountered across small villages, small hamlets on the way, and used to stop there for chai and sutta breaks and talk with people, and all the time the attraction or the points of attraction or the showstoppers were the FatBoy, the FatBob, and the Triumph Thunderbird. So all of these were showstoppers. Everyone used to crowd around. भैया एक फ़ोटो खींचने देना, भैया आपके साथ एक फ़ोटो खींचना है, भैया वो बाइकर के साथ फ़ोटो खींचना है, and all of that stuff. It is really fun seeing that, and people looking at us, looking up at us. In fact, asking prices of the bikes, कितना mileage देती है, and all of that stuff. Amazing scenery, amazing views on the second day. Here I am seeing riding alongside the FatBoy. So Yogesh or Yogi or Bobby or whatever you call him, owns the FatBob. And did I say FatBoy? Forget it. So he owns the FatBob, and I really love his bike. It is a cruiser, but at the same time is pretty nimble compared to the FatBoy, and it really goes like a bullet, man. I mean, if you look at it, if you're standing on the highway and if you look at him riding that bike, man and machine, unified together, and it just goes like a capsule across the highway. And during this ride, actually, he offered me, and we exchanged our bikes. I gave him my Interceptor, and I rode his FatBob, and I've also recorded that in the next part of the video towards the end, but on our way back. But I really enjoyed it, and I really love that bike for what it offers. Okay, I mean, it is raw, it is fun, it cruises well, it goes fast, it has oodles of torque, it is just amazing. So we reached Chamarajnagar, which is, I think, one of the most key points or one of the key towns or districts. I don't know what it is, but it is one of bigger towns in internal Karnataka, South Karnataka. We reached Chamarajanagar during the day, and then from Chamarajanagar onwards we had to travel 100 or just a bit more kilometers to this place called Hasanur Hilltop or Thanamalai or I don't remember the third name. So we have so Tushar Mukashi, who was one of the riders on the Versys 650. He said that it is not called Thanamalai but something else, and I don't remember that name. But our target was Thanamalai, and we reached there during right after nightfall. So the next piece is our ride during the night. See the amount of lights that the FatBoy has, because Ankush rides 24/7. He needs those lights, and he needs the road properly illuminated. But not a lot of oncoming drivers like those lights, and we got to know that during our sojourn to Rameshwaram as well, that those are really piercing. But in drives or rides like these, when you're traveling in the night, you need to be seen by the people around you or behind you or ahead of you, and also by the oncoming traffic. So just look at those lights and enjoy the night ride, man. It was complete jungle. We were in a jungle area. We were in a risk zone where there are tigers, but we didn't know. We were ignorant, but we finally reached our destination on day 2, which was Peace Valley Resorts near Thanamalai. So I'll not say at Thanamalai, but we reached near Thanamalai, and it was amazing. It was chill. It was cool. The resort was empty per se, and our road was blocked ahead. So the next day we had to turn back, and we had to actually find our way to Dhimbam, which is another ghat, and I'll talk about Dhimbam in a bit. But this is the night drive on second day. I just love the way this got captured with 2 bikes in front and the map on the left side corner of the screen, and it was awesome. So on day 3 we had our target fixed to Rameshwaram. So the plan was like day 1 we will reach Davangere, which is 600 odd kilometers, and day 2 we would reach this Tondenling or Hasanur Hilltop, and there's a Tibetan settlement there which we wanted to visit, but it was unfortunately closed due to COVID restrictions. So we decided to head on towards Rameshwaram, and there was there was all confusion because our road ahead was blocked. It was restricted forest area, so the guard wouldn't allow us to go without prior permissions, so we had to turn back. We came to a small town where people tried to guide us, but there was language barrier, and then they actually told us to go via Char Rasta, and then from the Char Rasta take a left and go towards Dhimbam, and that actually that actually, my eyes lit up hearing that, because Dhimbam is a fantastic ghat, and I knew that we were in for a pleasurable ride on Dhimbam. We didn't know what to expect from the ghat, but I knew by watching some videos on YouTube by one of the YouTubers where he actually captures heavy truck traffic climbing Dhimbam, taking reverse and going on the wrong side and all of that stuff on some of the hairpin bends. So Dhimbam has around 27 hairpin bends. I have fast forwarded some of the action there. We were so deep in the jungle, and this Dhimbam Ghat is so deep in the jungle that we could see wild boars on the roadside with passing traffic. Can you imagine a wild boar with all those tusks, or what you call it, sitting, walking past you, walking by you on the side of the road, and then there was a litter and a female, a full-grown wild boar walking by on the road, and I could not imagine it. You could, I could sense the danger, or the amount of danger that we were going through in the ghat, but it was fun seeing that. And the surprise at the end of it was that we were greeted by 27 hairpin bends, and we were able to maneuver our bikes through those, and it was a fun ride when we did the Dhimbam Ghat. So watch on. So geographically, over a period of time, we are traveling on top of the Deccan Plateau, and only when we come across these ghats like the Agumbe Ghat or the Dhimbam Ghat or any other ghats which are at the edge of the plateau, we come to know at what altitude we are normally living. So I live in Pune, and we get to know when we come to these edges of the Deccan Plateau that we are actually going to descend into the subtropical or tropical area of India, which is like southern Karnataka or Kerala or Tamil Nadu, which are not part of the Deccan Plateau in itself, but they're at the edge of the Deccan Plateau, and the overall scenery changes to the tropical greenery. So once we leave this Deccan Plateau and descend the Dhimbam Ghat, we actually come across a lot of banana plantations, coconut plantations and betel nut plantations, and all across, and they are huge, like the banana plantations, and like you cannot gauge to the size of these plantations, and the overall economy that is driven by the produce from these plantations. So it's just awesome greenery. Also the weather pattern changes. So on top of the Deccan Plateau, we have a dry, arid climate there, and once you descend, it becomes mostly humid and moderate temperatures. ranging between 27 28 degrees Celsius to 32 34 degrees Celsius, and a lot of rains. So we also encountered a lot of rain when we actually were approaching Rameshwaram, and I tried to capture it, but probably it is not part of this video. Why I am saying probably is because it is I have actually cut short and I am giving a voiceover later after the fact that this video was actually stitched. So the next part would be actually approach to Dhanushkodi. So hold on and see the beautiful sights at Dhanushkodi. Dhanushkodi was kind of a dream for us, and rather all of us who were part of this ride, and we wanted to achieve it. Uh, Probably the sole reason was that it was the land's end, the southernmost tip of India, from where Sri Lanka is probably maybe around, maybe not more than 30 kilometers away. And mind you, one of our guys also got a roaming from Sri Lanka, one of those providers from Sri Lanka on his phone. So we are so close. We are so close to Jaffna, which is part of Sri Lanka. So I don't know how true is the myth or the history. I would more say history because I'm a firm believer of Lord Ram, and you know it is very close to Sri Lanka, and the way it shows on the satellite. But the overall experience of Dhanushkodi and the skyline that day was beautiful. It was mesmerizing. We had really low hanging clouds on the horizon. We wanted to get the sunrise per se, but we didn't get the sunrise. We got because of the cloud cover. But what we got instead was beautiful hide and seek of the sun's rays with the clouds, and we got tremendous amount of photos there. So there is a Ashok Stamp there which marks the end or the boundary of India, and we could encircle it and park our bikes there and do a lot of photo ops there. So this is the next part for Dhanushkodi. To go to Dhanushkodi, you have to actually reach Rameshwaram. So the earlier night we reached Rameshwaram, and then the next morning we decided that we'll leave at 5:30. Dhanushkodi is somewhere around 22 or 25 kilometers from Rameshwaram. There's a village there. It is uninhabited. There are a lot of tales going around that it is a haunted place and people don't live there. And we found it to be not true, but factually there was no one there when we went there before sunrise. What am I from? So before sunrise, and as the sun rose, as the morning progressed, then the shops there opened, and there were a lot of people coming there around 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. And but before that, when we approached Dhanushkodi, there was literally no one on the road. All the shops in that village were closed. There's a deserted church there that that is now, or rather, a fallen church, or a abandoned church there, and probably a graveyard there. We didn't see the graveyard, but there are tales that it is a haunted place, and one should not visit Dhanushkodi after sunset and before sunrise because it is haunted. But all said and done, we decided that we'll go there in the morning, and what we got instead was a beautiful place, which is a part of India, and one should visit that. One should visit that place if you ever go on a tour to South India. I just look at the landscape, the sea on both sides. In fact, the sea is on all the three sides. For Dhanushkodi, it's the Indian Ocean. You could see the waves crashing on the shore, and I really wanted to actually take a dip there, but you know somehow I couldn't manage it, or it didn't cross my mind after. But it would have been amazing to take a dip in those waters. Apart from that, we also visited a place there which is a Ram temple or a Ram Mandir, but it is a place where Bhagwan Ram is supposed to have done the Abhishek of Vibhishan as the king of Lanka. So we also visited that place and offered our prayers there. It was a beautiful place and again covered by sea on all the three sides. We asked the priest there or the guru there, like, where is Ram Setu? And he said that, Ram Setu is there, but it is probably 2 kilometers below the surface of the water. So that is something that we cannot see. But again, at the cost of repeating myself, the satellite images do catch what the Ram Setu is and how it connects India and Lanka, and it would have been built in the past, maybe a few thousand years ago, when Lord Ram actually traveled to Lanka on foot. But maybe global warming or whatever geographical and natural causes have actually submerged it underwater. Whatever the causes are, it is still there. So I would say it is one of the proofs that Lord Ram existed, and he built that Ram Setu and crossed over to Lanka. This is my belief. If you want to believe it, you're welcome to it. If you don't want to and attribute it to mythology, you're still welcome to it. I don't want to get into any kind of any kind of an argument there, but this is just my belief that drove me to that particular temple where Vibhishan was actually crowned king of Lanka. So after we reached Dhanushkodi, we turned back and came back to Rameshwaram, had our breakfast, took a bath, and did the darshan at Rameshwaram, which is one of the 12 Jyotirlings. And after that, we started our return journey. On our way back, we stopped at the Pamban bridge, which is again the railway bridge at Pamban is one of the most riskiest bridge or scariest bridge on earth, where so it is probably 1.6 kilometers long highways. We decided not to get into the surface of the sea or Tamil Nadu. It is a very low-lying bridge and take the regular roads. The views on the Pamban bridge or from the Pamban bridge are really amazing. Towns like Hosur. Just take a look at it. Just take a look. And then Bangalore, we took the nice highway where we also had we had to pay toll tax for two-wheelers. So I paid ₹63 for a distance of 40 kilometers on the nice highway, where it actually bypasses the entire Bangalore city and takes us right towards the northern exit of Bangalore. It was still crowded. There was work going on, and we still managed to make a good time and reach Hosur that day. And Arizona Anna had made arrangements for us to stay at a good business hotel there in Hosur. And then onwards, the 6th day we reached Kolhapur, where we had a swell time. Other people from the group who lived in Kolhapur met us, like Samir and Tejas, and we had a good time at Hotel Opal where we stayed. After that, the next day we headed on to Pune. It was a slow last day where we took probably six and a half hours to reach Pune. But we didn't want this journey to end, and Sheetal Anna or Arizona Anna was actually saying that it's my first ride and we should spend one more day together at some other place like Mahabaleshwar. But then people had their access to grind and they wanted to get home to their family. Tushar had his anniversary on the same day, and he had actually left us early and reached Pune early morning. And then we slowly and gradually reached back to Pune. There was nothing much that happened there on our return journey, so I've not captured a lot of it because riding on the highways is boring. It's just straight roads, a lot of traffic, and you have to weave through that traffic and just reach your destination. That's about it. And keep an eye out for the last piece of our story, where I talk about simple joys of life. So just stay tuned and bear with me for another couple of minutes. Thank you. We came across these two guys on the bike. They were listening to music and dancing. They were egging us on and cheering us. And I egged one of them to start dancing again because they had just stopped. You can see that. So these are the simple joys in life. Listen to good music, ride your heart out, and enjoy your life to the fullest. Make every moment count, and don't take it too seriously. There are a lot of things to look forward to in your life. So just enjoy your life. Do what you need to do to earn some money to be able to afford a bike. That is what I term as simplicity. I know it is easier said than done, but amazing thing this life is. On the behind the handlebars of a motorcycle. I just love it, and I'll keep on riding. Thank you. See you in the next vlog, whichever it is. Not planned yet. See you soon.